You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a Hall Effect keyboard anymore because these keyboards from Epomaker will definitely bring you to the next level in gaming without breaking the bank.
Meet the Epomaker HE75 V2. We have these keyboards in-house in 2 different colors that we're going to showcase today, sponsored by Epomaker. But just because it's sponsored by Epomaker doesn't mean we're not going to give our honest opinions about these keyboards. They sent them over for us, people who test a lot of keyboards here at the office, to give our honest opinion about these keyboards and why you should consider them for your next Hall Effect keyboard upgrade. And we'll give you all the rundown. What is Hall Effect? Why should you consider it? And some of the pros and cons, and do a typing and gaming test on these keyboards to show you guys why you may want to consider one today. Let's not waste any more time and unbox the first keyboard.
So we're going to go ahead and unbox the white version first that has some transparency to it.
Now the key features you should know about the Epomaker HE75 V2 is the fact that it has 8K polling rate wired and wireless, which is really cool. It does support the actuation that you would get from Hall Effect Switch, being customizable up to 0.0005 millimeters of actuation distance. It does support SOC-D, and it does use their creamy jade switches.
Yeah, and this thing is bright, let me tell you. So it's got a pretty, I'm gonna call it unique design. I mean, I haven't seen another keyboard do it, but it reminds me of almost like some of the PC case fans out there where you kind of get like a geometric, three-dimensional RGB shine through, and it goes around the back half of the keyboard, so it'll be pretty cool. You definitely will see it shining off of, like, let's say the bottom of your monitor and stuff like that. And the keycaps are definitely pretty unique. I mean, you can see the entire switches underneath them.
Yeah, they are their creamy jade switches, which again, this model does use fully transparent keycaps. You can see nice and shine right through. We'll say there has to be a little bit of heft to it. I don't know if there's like a metal plate or anything inside, or it's just the RGB, but it does have a bit of heft to it.
Actually, yeah, it definitely doesn't. It doesn't feel like plastic, but the case does appear to just be like a plastic polycarbonate kind of deal. And what's cool about plastic though is you do get flip out feet. A lot of the aluminum case keyboards, it's just kind of one height fits all. And I know me, I kind of like my keyboard at a pretty mean angle. So
coming in at $89.99, that's the price point we're looking at for a keyboard like this. Pretty cool in the feature set. Epomaker is pretty easy to control their keyboards normally via software, which you can plug in and access via a web browser, so you can customize the actuation, the RGB, and things like that. Of course, us here at the Toast Bros like to see keyboards that allow you to customize some of the stuff on the keyboard itself, which we'll see if Jackson can figure it out without getting out the manual here. So it does look like it comes with a card in the box. It does have a QR code to software, which I will see. Normally you can control these via, but it does look like this also has a downloadable software as well. So you can download their software directly, which we will test here in a minute when we game on these keyboards, so you can see all the customization you have to offer. But again, 8K polling rate, wired and wireless. 8K is a bit of a gimmicky feature in our opinion, but it is a spec sheet selling point that a lot of keyboard manufacturers are pushing. And if you are somebody who wants the fastest of fast responsive times and you're willing to give up a little bit of CPU horsepower because it actually is demanding on your hardware, you can run it in 8K in wireless mode.
Yeah, make sure you have a somewhat decent PC for it, but you can definitely do it. And let's see, we get some extra jade switches here. And of course, since they are magnetic, you don't have any the actual like leaf stems that you have to like solder or hot swap in, so they're really easy.
That is the beauty of the Hall Effect switch. Easily hot swappable.
Let's see how easy this part is.
And
easy.
There you go.
Oh, it's an interesting looking back plate. It's almost, yeah, it's got like a really soft, almost like microfiber feel to it. I guess that probably helps
dampening.
Get you some of that nice sound.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and unbox the other keyboard too. Not gonna go super in depth with all the features because it's basically the exact same keyboard, but as you guys will see, you get it in black, which I haven't looked at this one
I'm excited to see
up close to see. Okay, so yeah, this is your standard style keyboard.
Ooh, but the, look, the tops are non-transparent, almost like this, but then the sides still are.
Let's see what it looks like when we turn it on.
Yeah, we don't even need to plug it in.
There you go. So you can still see through the top.
Just
it's not as aggressive as the clear one, but it does look cool. Normally I'm a big fan of this style more, but again, personal preference. You can go really blingy or a more neutral with the RGB still around the side.
Yeah, no, it's the all black I think is very clean, and yeah, you still get the RGB around the back here. It's obviously not quite as, I mean, side by side you can see, not quite as bright, obviously because you don't have like that nice white and clear. There we go.
There you go.
Now we're side by side. Where did, what did I just do with, oh, I was like, what did I do with the keycap?
And one feature I think Jonah was pointing at on purpose for us to talk about is the volume knobs. They both have volume knobs, which are really nice. Always a cool feature to be included with a keyboard, especially at any price point. I've seen them in budget lines, but at these lines, always a cool feature to be added.
All right, so yeah, they both look really cool. They definitely are both a really good price point. I mean, Hall Effect when it came out, you couldn't get into for like under 150, especially not wireless. It's really hard to make a wireless Hall effect keyboard just because of power consumption. The fact that this is 8K and wired and wireless is already pretty crazy, but we got to see how good it sounds in a typing test, and obviously, how does it game?
All right, guys, so we have a quick overview to show you guys of the Epomaker software so you guys know how you can customize your keyboard. As you see right here, we have the black version plugged up currently, and we already customized it to where it is now all white. Pretty sick. Now, the program looks very similar to the QMK software we see on a bunch of other keyboards on the market. It does seem like it's just a downloadable version that you can have on your PC, which is neither good nor bad, but I do really prefer online software for most keyboards. Just makes things a lot easier, but you most likely can still use VIA as well on this keyboard if you want to customize some things on that level. But the software is solid. You get access to all your magnetic switch settings, like your actuation points. You also get some advanced key actuation settings and macros. You also get access to your keyboard polling rate. As you see right here, we're at 8,000 Hertz, which we are going to run the 8K mode on this keyboard, which is not necessarily advised for everybody depending on your PC, but we're gonna give it a go. We have a pretty decent rig we're gonna test this on. And you can also mess with the lighting settings here. So right now under light, we do have the basic lighting presets that you can choose between. You also then again can change the side light, which is the light on here that we did customize and change to this different color. So we were able to functionally set that the way we wanted to. Now the software is pretty cool. You have everything you need here in terms of customizing the keyboard, and it's pretty lightweight overall. That's what we like to see from software. But how does this keyboard feel to game on? Let's go and dive into some gaming.
All right, guys, we were playing some Counter-Strike. Figured we'd play some a little competitive, really test the 8K. We're not exactly in a competitive match, but I can pretend that I am. And we're currently on the black keyboard, and I gotta say, it sounds really good. That's one thing. Early on Hall effect, none of them really sounded great compared to like a standard mechanical keyboard. We have finally reached the point, I think, where Hall effect can sound just as good, if sometimes not even better, than a standard mechanical keyboard.
That's always been our personal preference because we're gamers, but we're not like elite gamers. So we want our keyboard to not only be fast and responsive, but sound good. So now that these are getting in that territory, they're much more appealing to the casual gamer too.
What's nice about these two is one of the best features about Hall effect that I think isn't really, it's pretty talked about, but the whole idea of changing actuation. Because a lot of times, I know if you're someone like Jonah, you're like, I don't want to have to press the keys down very far in order to move in a game, because like that means time, right? That means latency. So a lot of people put their actuation towards the very top of the keystroke, and that makes it to where, you can do things like move forwards, backwards, and all that a lot quicker. And what's cool is it's per key actuation. So you can make it to where like some keys, like WSD, are like really high, and then everything else is, more standard.
Oh, you got 50 seconds to get more kills.
Sounds nice though. I like the sound.
It has that thockiness that you kind of are looking for from like a traditional style mechanical keyboard, but again, the Hall effect features.
And the spacebar is nice too. It doesn't have a ton of rattle to it, which is, that's been my talking point lately on any keyboard, is the stabilizer's just not stabilizing well.
I hate when I can't stabilize my stabilizers.
Maybe they I almost flicked them. Maybe they stabilize too well, so you're getting that teeny tin sound.
No.
I'm ready to flick. Turn the corner. Yeah, sounds really good and it plays really well. So now we're gonna have Matt give it a go.
All right, guys, I'm giving this thing a go. Oh, cake. I got killed by cake. Is it cake? Yes, it's cake. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I do like it. Jackson mentioned it many of times, but I do feel like that's always been the biggest turnoff with the Hall effect keyboards is the responsiveness is kind of second for me in comparison to what it actually feels like to use the keyboard. Something about just like the very early like Hall effect keyboards that were all performance just didn't really vibe well with me. I didn't really like the way they felt to use. They weren't that fun. And as a gamer who doesn't game as much as I used to, I feel like I use my PC much more for typing than I use gaming nowadays. So I really need a keyboard that's good for both. I wouldn't be upset using this as just a normal keyboard. Corb. And obviously running 8K polling rate, your battery life is gonna be less, which is one reason why they put such a big battery in this thing. I believe it's an 8,000 milliamp hour battery, which is a pretty big battery to keep this thing charged, but at 1K polling rate, you would not have to charge it regularly. I would imagine with 8K, you're probably gonna wanna comfortably plug that up after a gaming session.
That's probably where a lot of the weight comes from, actually, is the battery.
Big old battery. Yeah, no, I mentioned at the beginning the weight. It probably is that big old battery. They loaded this thing up because if you're gonna run 8K, you're gonna be draining that battery. And a couple more shots, and I feel pretty happy with this. Obviously, the feel of these keyboards is gonna be very similar. I definitely lean towards this style over the other one, but if you're someone who has a really nice, maybe all white out setup and wants to add some RGB bling, the white clear one is definitely a good one to consider. Don't make me try on Rappy Tappy.
Don't make me get banned.
Don't make me get banned. And also, yeah, I feel like it goes without saying, some of the features like Rappy Tappy, be careful, especially in games with Valve anti-cheat. You most likely will get banned. Is this like, is no one here? Aha! All right, guys, gameplay on this keyboard, I have no complaints. Pretty solid, and the price point I think is very competitive for those looking for a Hall effect keyboard that's also pretty nice to type on. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up.
So it's super cool to get to look at both colors of the HE75, and I think my personal favorite is probably the black keyboard, but I think they both look really cool, and they sound really good. That's the thing about having a really high quality plastic case, is you can actually get some really good quality sound out of that.
And the tech specs for the price are pretty solid as well. If you want to shop for the HE75 V2 or any other Epomaker keyboard, check the link down below. Most of the time they do hand out discount codes for Toasty Bros viewers, so use those links down below to save money today.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, if you want a keyboard, go check out PCBros.tech in person, because there's probably 50 plus up there right now.
If you're someone who doesn't know what kind of keyboard you like, PC Bros is the best place to come in and try all the keyboards you want and determine the perfect keyboard for you. Use code Toasty Bros on checkout. You will save 3% your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.